Hey YouTube, I recently came across some free 6-digit displays from United/Williams Shuffle Bowler. I don't remember what the title was. I just had the lamp insert panel with the 6 displays and then the master display board there too. Actually, one of the displays was missing, so I had 5 to test. And if you've ever seen these, they look very similar to the 6-digit displays you see on Williams system 3 through 6, but they're slightly different. And I wanted to figure out a good way to test them before actually trying to strip a glass off, because it kind of sucks when they're double-sided taped, only to transfer it to a board and then find out that the glass was bad all along. So I wanted to figure out a good way to test that before going through all that work, and I looked online, and there's a lot of stuff about the 7-digit ones that just have the ribbon cable connector, which matches up with late system 7 and then early system 11 as well. And with the 6-digit ones, though, I couldn't really find anything on the internet about that, to how to adapt it. So when you don't see something on the internet, figure it out and then post it to YouTube. So this is what I figured out. With these two styles of displays, this is a System 6. This is my blackout. Blackout. But here's a bad display. This one just has a bad glass on it. And when these are mounted in the game with these connectors, the contacts are actually on the back side. So this is a single-sided edge connector, but it makes contact on the back side. And this is the display from the Shuffle Bowler. So again, you can tell it's the same number of digits. It looks like the same glass, but we have a bit of a problem. If you folded this flat, so it was like the System 6 display, the contacts for this would actually be on the front versus this one that's on the back side. And these are pretty much the same connection. The pin's in the same spot. They're the same number connection, but we have a problem of getting a single-sided connector from the back side of the PCB to the front. So the wiring needs to be adapted. So what I did is I had the wiring harness from this bowler panel as well. So I just snipped off one of those wire harnesses, the edge connector that clips onto here, and then left myself about 10 inches of wire so that I could trace these back and put them to the correct spots on here. So what we literally need to do is kind of lay these side by side, and they're going to be swapped wire-wise left to right. So if they were in the game like this, we have to swap everything over so that our wires are on the same side. And if you trace these out, and double check that this is the same on the set that you're working with, if you trace these out, these first 6, not counting that first one because that one doesn't go anywhere, the first 6 actually go straight across. So wherever your edge connector comes in here, you just need to take that wire and then solder it straight across for the first 6. But then the middle part gets a little dicey because these go to different spots on the Shuffle Bowlers than they do on the 6-pin, or the 6 position, the 6 score digits for System 6. I keep getting 6 digits and System 6 mixed up in my mind. But you're going to have to trace these out because they do not go straight across. You're going to have to figure out, okay, these two are connected just as, got to line them up here, line up the key. These two are connected, but it comes to this one on the bowler display, but these two are connected and it comes to that one. So you're going to have to figure out how to get that wire over, and you really just need to cross them up. So these ones that are kind of in the middle will not go straight across, but they do cross over to a different side to that connector. So it's still just a 1-to-1, it's just not straight across. And then the 4 on the left do end up going just straight across. So these ones are pretty simple. These ones are pretty simple. You'll have to pay attention when you get to the middle. And the safest way to do this is just one wire at a time. And then when you're all done and your wires are going in between, take your continuity on your multimeter and figure out if this pin connects only to that pin, then the next pin only to that one, jumps over to 4, but then make sure that 3 goes across, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 10 go together, 9, and then I think that was 14 and 16. If you're counting this as pin number 1, I guess I don't know what they are on the actual schematics. So just buzz it out pin to pin, because the display is exactly the same here as it is up here. It's just that the paths are different. And then once you have that, and you're sure you don't have any shorts anywhere, then you can go ahead and test it out in the game. So I have one already up here. So this is the adapter that I made. This I just took off the Player 4 display from Blackout. And then this is This one has no glass on it at all. It was just, I had a broken nipple on this one, so I just took the glass off and I'm using it as an adapter. So this is, in the game, this is backwards. So I just folded it down. So this is actually the top, that's the bottom. And then you can see all the different wires that I just soldered to the traces. There's no mask on these boards, on these display boards. And then this is the edge connector that came off of the shuffle bowler wiring harness. And again, these ones on the edges were just straight across. And then the one on the left edge was straight across. It was this bundle in the middle that were kind of crisscrossed to the correct spots. But once you get into display test, you can at least see if you have a good working display. With the bowlers, just like on the 7-digit ones, they always used, going by Todd Tuckey here, they always used the 4 in the middle. So these ones might kind of have some burn spots or might be a little bloated, but then the outsides, I think, are never used in a shuffle bowler. So you kind of have to figure out if the glass is obviously still working and if it looks decent enough to use in a pinball machine. But this one, I think, looks pretty good, and that was probably the best looking one in the lot. But I have about 4 more of these to test. The master display board in the shuffle bowler also looks identical. I don't think I'm going to plug that one in though, because looking at the digits, this is a nice one that has good crisp digits. But on the bowler, they're pretty bloated and blacked out already. So I don't think that glass is going to be very good anyway. I'll probably just hang on to that master display board for the high voltage chips that are a little bit more difficult and pricey to source these days. But hopefully this wiring adapter trick helps you out if you're trying to salvage some plasma glass off of some shuffle bowlers that are 6 digits to try and work in your Williams system 3 to 6. Okay, good luck out there.